Hey guys, Creator Mom. So yesterday I made a video about money, right? About feeling comfortable with more. So I woke up thinking a lot of thoughts about how, first of all, somebody said, Mark Lloyd commented and said, I think that we should all feel content with what we have, which is true. Contentment, right? That is actually I have a tattoo here, like Asian tattoo. That I got before actually I had my second birth, if you will. There's the first birth, that's the birth into the flesh, which you had no control over. And there's the second birth, which is your spiritual birth, which you also have no control over. This is why I think it's ridiculous to go around asking people if they've been born again, or to try to get people born again to enter into that second birth, because no man knows the day or the hour. We don't have control over people's second birth. And that's why I'm getting off on a sidetrack now, but I have to say this first. That's why after doing evangelism for a while, I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. I had no control over my born again experience, really. I was led, is what I realized. I didn't make myself born again. I didn't make myself have that second birth that comes. It happened to me, just like my first physical birth. I didn't have any part to really play in that process. All right, so I thought, this is dumb, asking people if they want to be born again. Like, they don't know what the hell that means. It makes no sense. All right, so what was I saying now? Yes, so when I had that second birth, one of the gifts of that is peace, right? The fruits of the spirit and contentment. It was, peace and contentment are like the same thing. Being content is an amazing feeling. And it's not like you should be content because it's this coming from this angry God attitude, like how your parents were, or something like, you should be grateful for what you have. No, it's that when you operate in contentment and in peace, what you want actually comes to you. But when you're disturbed internally and you feel like you have a problem that you need to escape from, that's when you perceive a problem, right? What is that saying? What you resist persists. When you perceive it's a problem, then the problem persists. It's a really weird paradox or whatever, and I actually kind of hate it. Because your flesh mind wants to be like, no, I have to sit here and think about this problem because that's how I'm going to solve the problem. But no, not really. I mean, not if you could have, you would have already. If this cracker box is sitting there and I'm like, it's a problem, it should be on top of the fridge, I'm not going to use my spirit. I'm going to get up and I'm going to move that cracker box up there, right? That's like not. But if it was a problem that you could solve, you wouldn't have to think so hard about it. You would just do it, because you know what I mean. But when it comes to issues that like you don't have the answers for, it's like, if you keep being tormented over it on the inside, it's just going to persist that way. You're just going to feel tormented, and you're going to feel like, I need to escape this feeling of not having money, or not feeling like I have money. Like, this is a problem. I don't have money. Well, okay. But if you keep and you have to dig into that, like, okay, so what about not having money? Like, what do you feel about not having money? Like, I'm embarrassed that I don't have money. I feel like a loser, and I feel unworthy because I don't have money. Because in this world, what you basically, your worth is dependent on the external work that you do. People are going to perceive me as lazy. I'm stigmatized. All right. So, because of these deeper feelings, we want to escape those feelings as fast as we can. Therefore, the answer we see is having more money. Well, if I have more money, then I'll be financially independent, then I will feel better about myself. I won't feel those feelings. So therefore, I'm trying to get money because I want to escape these problem feelings that I'm feeling, these tormenting feelings. I want to escape them. But I don't, from what I'm reading and things, from the knowledge that I'm gaining, that's not the way that it works. That's the way to stay in your torment. The way that it works is to accept where you are and to change your state in the situation that you're in. So this can be challenging. This is almost more challenging than doing some external work. It's in this kingdom, we do the inner work, we do the internal work. That's where we put in our work when we're operating in the rest of God. We're no longer operating by the sweat of our brow. We're operating in a different kingdom. So we work on our inner state, because when we work on our inner state and change our feelings, that the outer world then eventually complies, apparently, from what I'm learning. So yeah, we have to work on shifting those beliefs and realizing that just an example, okay, and it could be across the board with anything. Hey, some people feel bad because they're 40 and they don't have kids and they're not married. So like they want to escape those like, okay, so what feelings are attached to that? What thoughts are attached to that? Well, I'm a loser because I'm not married yet. I am unlovely because no man has liked me yet. I'm worthless because I have ovaries and I haven't even had kids yet. You know what I mean? Like I'm not even a mother. I should be a mother. I'm losing out on my chance actually to be a mother. Like digging out all those feelings and thought that are related to why you feel like you have to hurry up and be this other person, and you're trying to escape these problem feelings. So anyways, what I'm saying is it can go across the board into any topic, not just money. But so yeah, with like say with money, like somebody wins the lottery, like that movie, right? There's this movie on Netflix about this lady who won the lottery. And well, guess what? Like she ended up like quote unquote losing it all or whatever, because yeah, she got a bunch of money, but right, you know how they say money is not the answer to your problems. Well, money is not necessarily the answer to your internal state, because your internal state will dictate. Like my friend Karen posted on that money video that she knew somebody who got money, a couple that got money and then ended up poor again because they gave it all away because they had an internal belief. Maybe their worthiness was dependent on them giving their money away. They didn't feel worthy to have that money. They felt like God wanted them to give them away. Their belief about what God was saying. You know what I'm saying? So they could have wanted money, but then because of that belief, they lost the money. They lost whatever they had. God is not mocked, right? Whatever beliefs you have in your heart is going to be displayed on the outside. We are one with God. So, anyways, my point is why do we want that thing? Do we want that thing to escape the feelings we're experiencing right now? We can't do that. We have to shift the feelings first. We have to accept where we are, love where we are, we have to be okay, right? Be content, like Mark Lloyd said. Be content with where we are, which is scary because our mind is like, well, if we're okay and if we're content with where we are, then that means that my situation is never going to change. But from what I'm learning, actually, it's the opposite. I think we get afraid that if we don't keep it in our brains what we want, that it's just going to go away and we're never going to have it. I know I was thinking that because it's like, well, if I relax, then that means I'm not going to get what I want. No, your internal self knows who you are. Like it knows what you want, your energy or whatever. So I know that was like a fear of mine. And I actually reading this book by this guy, Tim Grimes, and he was talking about that very thing. And I was like, crap, I'm so glad he said that because that was in the back of my mind, feeling afraid to completely relax into abundance because if I relax, then that means things are going to stay the same. But that's that paradox again showing up.